B2Bs, it's Psychic Bob. Well, I got on my witch hat and I'm feeling all magical today. You know, when we talk about magical tools, most everybody thinks about the witch's wand, the athame, the cauldron, the chalice, you know, all of these tools. But one tool we don't often think about is right here in my hands, the tarot cards. Now, a lot of people say, well, wait, tarot cards are used for psychic readings. But did you know that the tarot, besides being used for psychic readings, is also a magical tool that can be used in spellcrafting? That's right. Come along as we explore this today. Now, as I showed you, this is my tarot deck. This is the standard Rider-Waite Tarot. I personally love this deck. I think it's wonderful for Magick. You can use any tarot deck you want, but today's video is going to basically be based off either a Rider-Waite Tarot or one that's a clone of it. There are a lot of tarot decks that follow a similar pattern, even though they may have different images. But we're going to use this one today. Now, the interesting thing about the tarot cards, well, first of all, let me just say this, that I'm going to recommend, and this is something that I'm now doing, this is my deck that I use when I do readings or divination. But I think if you're going to do Magick with the tarot, you should get a separate deck that's just for Magick. Because I think that way it kind of clearly keeps the lines separate and each deck does its work the best that way. This deck I use for readings, but I just literally ordered another Rider-Waite Tarot deck. That's going to be coming in about a week. And so I'm going to revisit this subject with you and I'll show you that new deck. The new deck that I have coming is the original Rider-Waite that was made in the early 1900s. The colors are slightly different. The standard Rider-Waite deck today was actually one that came out in the 60s, which is a lot more bright colors, but the original deck was more muted tones. So anyways, I have the more muted tones one coming because I think it looks more magical and mystical, and I'm going to use that for future spell work. But let's take a look at the cards. Now, as you look at the tarot cards, for those of you who may not be familiar, the tarot cards have images, all different images on them. And they have a meaning in terms of divination. But you could also think of these in terms of your own personal goals and how you might use the tarot to draw that to yourself. Now, my personal belief is that the tarot deck, why it's so powerful and why it always works in readings and it's so amazing, is that I believe that the original creators of the tarot infused magic into the cards. I believe that each of the images have a magical connection, and that whenever those magical connections are called upon, it generates power. So every tarot deck carries power that was infused in it from a long time ago. Now, that doesn't mean your current deck actually has been magically infused, but it means that the original tarot started an energy cycle that all tarots ever since carry. So the thing is, if you look at the deck, even if you don't know anything about tarot cards, there are some things that we could look at and maybe even consider. So for example, let's say that you're a male and you're looking to get a job promotion or build a business, have a career, to have success. Well, you might want to explore working with the Emperor card, a sign of authority and of power and success. So we could set that aside and say, well, we use that for magic connected to, jobs or promotion. Likewise, if you're a female and you want to gain some power, maybe you're starting a business or trying to get a promotion, the Empress card likewise would be good for you, okay? And we're going to talk more about how to actually use them, but I just want to get you guys thinking about some of the forms here, okay? Here's one that I love, the High Priestess. Now, a lot of you have been writing to me, says, Psychic Bob, I want to study Wicca. I don't have anybody to train me. I'm kind of live in a small town. I'm all on my own. Well, you know what? You may end up being your own best teacher, but you don't have to do it totally alone because you can use the power of the High Priestess card. You can invoke that and bring into your life a mystical, magical teacher. And it might be literally the only teacher you ever meet is the High Priestess from the tarot card, but she can be invoked as a form of spirit communicator to help you learn the ways of Wicca. So we could use her for that. Now, we got the Hanged Man here. A lot of you have written said that you're interested in learning runes. Well, let's believe that the Hangman card is connected to the god Odin. And Odin was said to hang upside down for 3 days on a tree so he could learn the mystery of the runes. So if you want to learn the Norse mysteries and connect to Odin, this Hanged Man card would be very good for your powers of invocation of Odin to learn rune magic. All right. So as you can see, there are so many connections here. If you're going through a rough time, you don't think you can make it, let's do some magic with the Strength card, okay? You've been wanting to travel, but a little afraid. The Chariot gets things moving so you can advance forward on your journeys. This can also be used, for example, if you're trying to start a new life path, the Chariot could get you going on that path, okay? Having bad luck needs some things to get moving. You're in a stagnant place. What about the Wheel of Fortune? Now, there are 78 cards. I'm not going to go through all 78, but I want to show you a way to look at the tarot that maybe you haven't considered before, okay? Needs some healing power, a fresh start. How about the Sun card? New beginnings, light, life, and blessing, okay? So all of the cards have meanings. They all have different powers. Now, these are all major arcana cards, but they're also the minor arcana cards that, you know, can help us. Like, for example, you know, if you're at a crossroads and got to make a decision, you know, the Two of Swords might help you say, okay, I'm coming to the crossroads, and you use it to empower you to make a choice, you know. Let's see, what else have we got here? Lovers. This is a good card. You want to bring romance into your life? Use the Lovers card, okay? Or if you're trying to build a business and you want to be more productive and more prosperous, how about the Eight of Pentacles, okay? So you could use that card for business purposes. So what you want to do is when you get a deck, sit and think about your need and then go through all of the cards and see which ones speak to you, which give you an insight as to a way that you might be able to relate the card to your situation, okay? So anyways, yes. So today I thought we'd just do a little simple spell. Now, of course, our spells can get as elaborate as we want, but I'm going to keep it simple today. And so many of you have been writing to me and saying, Psychic Bob, I want to study Wicca. I don't know where to start. I don't have any teachers. Can you help me get started? And, you know, one of the ways you want to start with Wicca is making an affirmation and aligning with the highest and the best powers. So this is how we're going to do this spell today. So I've gone through my cards and I have decided that I really like the High Priestess card. And we're going to use that today. Now you can use multiple cards. We'll probably do a different video for multiple card uses, but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to use one card today. And I like the High Priestess because I think we all need a High Priestess in our lives. And sometimes we just can't have that for whatever reason. But through the magic of the tarot, we can bring the power and blessing of the High Priestess to us to help us. So what I like to do is choose my card. So we're going to use this one today. Then you want to choose a candle that corresponds to your card. Now, the High Priestess is always shown in beautiful blue robes. And so I've chosen a blue candle today for her. So you want to find a candle that speaks to your goal. Blue is a magical color in Wicca, and in this case it aligns with our priestess's high color. So we want to have a blue candle and a blue card. Then, because we're starting out on white witchcraft, we want to do high and good magic. I thought it'd be good to have a white candle as well. So I have a white candle here as well. Then you want to try to add to your little setup here some things to enhance the power. So one of the things is we're going to have some incense because we want to do an invocation and raise power. Then I thought, well, you know, symbols of what our goal is important. So I thought I'd bring one of my Wiccan books here. Most of you are solitary. You only have books to learn from. So take one of your treasured Wiccan books and add that to the setup as well. And then the other item that you might need is something that represents setting out on the path. And I thought, I have a giant walking staff that I use when I walk, which is symbolic of the path. But in the tarot suite, there's a suit of wands, which are sewn as staves. And our Wiccan wand, the small miniature wand, is actually a miniature version of the staff. And so I'm going to use the wand here in our ritual as well to indicate setting out on a journey. It's like your walking staff, to walk forward. So what do we got? We've got a blue candle to align with the card. We have incense holder, our book of knowledge, our wand, and then also our white candle for white witchcraft. Now, how do we go from here? I think it's best to always start with lighting of incense. Lighting of incense is representative of our prayers rising. And so we want to light our incense, get it going here, and that'll set our attention. So I have an incense holder here. So we're going to set the incense with the intent that it will be our prayer rising as the smoke cascades up. Then what we want to do is light our candles. So we're going to light our blue candle and well, actually, let me start with the white candle. That's easier. So we'll light the white candle here. Oops. Hold on a second. I got to get this flame going. So we'll light the white candle, and that's setting our intent. We're setting on the path of white witchcraft, of magic, of Wicca. And then we want to light our blue candle. Okay, I had to set the camera down, but I've lit the blue candle now. And then we want to choose our tarot card. And I want you, when you do this ritual, just to focus on the card. Just see it and talk to the high priestess. Talk to her as if she's in the room with you. And you say, "Most blessed high priestess, teacher of the ancient ways, we ask now that you come to us through this card, that this card will be a portal that we may connect here. Come and teach us the ways of Wicca. Help us as we go along our path, so that we will not stumble nor fall, but grant us the gifts of wisdom, insight, and magic. So mote it be." And as you invoke her, you want to just set that down, and then sit at your altar and just meditate. Just study the card. Go into the card, because the tarot has great power. And then you might want to just tell the high priestess that you've brought one of your Wiccan books. So you might say, "High priestess, I set before you now this book that I am studying, this book of magic. Infuse me now with its knowledge. Help me to learn and to see the lessons within. Teach me that which I need to know. And if I overlook something, high priestess, draw my mind and eye back to it. I offer to you now, high priestess, this book to help me in my instruction. So mote it be." And then you want to pick up your wand. And taking your wand, you want to hold it in your hand as if it's a staff that you're going to walk with. And you say, "High priestess, I hold now before you the wand of power. May it be my staff. May I begin the journey now with you. Walk with me, great high priestess, on this journey towards the craft. Help me to be imbued and infused with your knowledge of magic. And may my tool of the wand bring me insight, wisdom, and knowledge, and move me forward on this journey. So mote it be." And then you can just lay your wand here in front of the altar. And you want to just spend some time and know that you're now opening the door to commune with the high priestess. And I would encourage you, keep this altar up, for at least 3 days. And every day, you can go longer than 3 days. You can go as many days as you want, really. But start with 3 days and really get to know the high priestess. Study the card. Look at every little detail. Study every little image, part of the image. What does it mean? Ask yourself what each symbol means. For example, we notice that the headdress she's wearing is the crown of Isis. So she's attuned to the Great Mother, and her crown is done in silver, which means she attunes to the moon. We know that she attunes to the moon because at her feet is the crescent moon. And this means that she has the power to draw down the moon. So from the high priestess, you can learn about the goddess, how to draw down the moon. What is behind her? You'll notice that there appear to be fruits. These are actually pomegranates. If you read books on tarot, it'll tell you that this is the pomegranate. The pomegranate is a bitter fruit. It represents also a womb energy and the cycle of a woman. So the great goddess will teach you how to be in touch with your feminine energy. If you're a female, you'll understand your body's relation to the moon and the tides. And for those of you that are male, you'll understand your own inner feminine energy through the pomegranate. Yes, I think even men have PMS. So the priestess can teach us much. Now, if you look upon her chest, she's wearing a cross. But this is not a Christian cross. It's a four-armed equal cross. It represents the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water, or the cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. So from the goddess, we know that we can learn the elements of magic, the elemental energies, and the powers of the directions and quarters. There's so much more. And as you spend time talking with the goddess, she will open up the ways of magic to you. And your request, your spell to learn, to grow, and to assimilate and truly become Wiccan will start to manifest. And so let the high priestess now lead you in your magic. And so you see now, Tubies, using the mystical tarot, we've opened a portal to communion with spiritual beings. This is just one little simple spell using the tarot. And I think we're going to have to do more because there's a lot more that I can teach you. Maybe next week we'll do a tarot spell using multiple cards to show how many cards can be used to change a complex situation. But so many of you have written saying you want to learn Wicca, you feel alone, you don't know how to start. Use this spell. Let it open the doorway to magic for you. Let it open the connection with the ancient high priestess of the tarot, and she will bless you along the way. Well, Tubies, I'm so glad that you're here today while we explore tarot magic. Today was just a little intro. We're going to get a little more in depth with that in the coming weeks. But I wanted to introduce to you today the idea that the tarot cards are not just for readings, that they can be tools of magic to bring transformation. So I hope today has given you a little bit of insight and inspiration to go get a tarot deck and start to contemplate how can you use the mystical tarot cards to bring change in your lives. Listen, before we go, a few really important quick announcements. If you haven't done so, make sure to go register for my psychic development class. We're going to have our class this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. via Zoom. You can register for that at my website at PsychicBob.com. The link will be below. The class price is $30, and this week we're going to be studying more about spirit portals, interdimensional portals, how to work with them, how to manage them, how to open them, how to close them, and all of that. So come and join our class. It's a 2-hour class for only $30. Professional level psychic training. I will be teaching it. It's an interactive class, so you'll get to meet other people there and learn from me directly, and you can ask questions. So my price for that class is $30. Register at PsychicBob.com. Don't miss out, okay? I hope we'll see you there this Saturday. Also, don't forget to check me out. Come out live and see me. I'm going to be appearing on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie this Thursday/Friday morning. So midnight Los Angeles time, I'll be broadcasting live with George Norrie on Coast to Coast AM. Go to coasttocoastam.com and you can listen to the show over there. Check your local listings and see where it broadcasts. But anyways, it's going to be at midnight Los Angeles time on Thursday. So Thursday going into Friday morning. So it'll be midnight Los Angeles time, 1 a.m. Mountain time, 2 a.m. Central Time and 3 a.m. Eastern U.S. Time. So I hope you'll come out and see me and listen live as George Norrie interviews me and I do readings for the public, psychic readings. It's a really big event. I hope you'll join us then as well. Well, guys, thanks for being here. I love you. Help me out. Like this video, favorite it, thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe. Be part of our channel. We would love for you to be here. Be back here tomorrow for Thursday. We got Vlog Thursday. We're going to have an adventure. Just come hang out with us. We'll see you then. I love you guys. And until tomorrow, may you all always blessed be.